So, the Dome of the Rock is an Islamic shrine located on the Temple Mount in the Old City of Jerusalem. The structure is situated on a flat, elevated plaza known to Muslims as the Noble Sanctuary and known to Jews as the Temple Mount, which is the site where the Temple of Jerusalem once stood. According to Muslims, the rock above which the dome is constructed is the spot from which the Prophet Muhammad was taken up into heaven for an encounter with God. It was initially completed in 691 to 692 CE at the order of, my apologies if I say his name wrong, Umad Silif Abadamak during the Second Fanata on the site of the Second Jewish Temple destroyed during the Roman siege of Jerusalem in 70 CE. So the original dome collapsed in 1015 and was rebuilt in 1022 to 1023. The Dome of the Rock in its core was one of the oldest extinct works of Islamic architecture. Its architecture and mosaics were patterned by nearby Byzantine churches and palaces, although its outside appearances have been significantly changed in the Ottoman period and again in the modern period. And they actually added the golden roof. They added that in 1993. The octagonal plan of the structure may have been influenced by the Byzantine Church of the Seat of Mary between 451 and 458 on the road between Jerusalem and Bethlehem. The foundation stone, or noble rock, which is where the temple was built over, has great significance in the Abrahamic religions as a place where God created the world and the first human, Adam. It is also believed to be the site where Abraham attempted to sacrifice his son, and as the place where God's divine presence is manifested more than any other place, towards which that's where Jews go to pray. And the site's great significance for Muslims derives from traditions connecting it to the creation of the world and belief that Muhammad's night journey to heaven started from, like I said earlier, the rock above the structure. The structure is like an octagon, so it's got like 8 sides. Is capped at the center by a dome. It's approximately 66 feet in diameter, and it's mounted on an elevated circular drum standing on 16 supports. Surrounding the circle is an octagonal arcade of 24 piers and columns. The octagonal arcade and inner circular drum created an inner ablatorium that encircles the holy rock. The outer walls were also octagonal. They measure approximately 60 feet wide and 36 feet high. Both the circular drum and the exterior walls contain a lot of windows, which we've seen in past structures. The interior of the dome is lavishly decorated with mosaic, faience, and marble, and a lot of that was added several centuries after the completion of the building. The decoration on the outer walls went through 2 major phases. The initial was marble and mosaics, much like the interior walls. The 16th century Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent replaced it with Turkish faience tiles. Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. The Ottoman tile decorated was then replaced in the 1960s with faithful copies produced in Italy.